We live in a world that constantly asks, "What do you do?" But rarely do we pause to ask ourselves, "Who am I?" We get caught up in titles, roles, and expectations. We strive to fit in, to please others. But in the process, we can lose sight of our true selves. This journey inward, this quest for self-discovery, is not about achieving perfection. It's about embracing our authentic selves, flaws and all. It's about understanding our values, our passions, and our purpose. It's about living a life that is true to who we are at our core. The journey inward requires courage. It demands that we confront our fears, our insecurities, and our limiting beliefs. But the rewards are immeasurable. When we know ourselves deeply, we can live with greater intention, purpose, and joy. This is the beginning of a journey that will lead us to a place of greater self-awareness, self-acceptance, and ultimately, to a life of deeper meaning and fulfillment. Unveiling your true self is a process of peeling back the layers of societal conditioning, expectations, and self-doubt. It's about questioning everything you thought you knew about yourself and being open to discovering new truths. Start by asking yourself powerful questions. What brings you joy? What are you passionate about? What are your values? Don't be afraid to dig deep and be honest with yourself. As you explore these questions, pay attention to your inner voice, that quiet whisper that guides you toward your authentic self. It may be drowned out by the noise of the world, but it's always there, waiting to be heard. Remember, this is a journey, not a destination. There will be moments of clarity and moments of confusion. Embrace the process, be patient with yourself, and trust that you are on the right path. Authenticity is about showing up in the world as your true self, without pretense or apology. It's about embracing your quirks, your imperfections, and your unique perspective. When we are authentic, we give ourselves permission to be fully seen and known. We create space for genuine connection with others. We attract people who appreciate us for who we truly are, not who we pretend to be. Authenticity requires vulnerability. It takes courage to let go of the need to please everyone and to embrace the possibility of rejection. But the rewards are worth the risk. When we live authentically, we experience a sense of freedom and liberation. We are no longer bound by the expectations of others. We are free to be ourselves, and that is a powerful thing. We live in a culture that often glorifies perfection. We are bombarded with images of airbrushed models, perfectly curated social media feeds, and stories of overnight success. It's easy to fall into the trap of believing that we are not enough. But the truth is, perfection is an illusion. It's unattainable and, frankly, boring. Our imperfections are what make us interesting, relatable, and human. Instead of striving for perfection, let's embrace our imperfections. Let's celebrate our mistakes as opportunities for growth and learning. Let's give ourselves permission to be perfectly imperfect. When we embrace our imperfections, we cultivate self-compassion. We learn to treat ourselves with the same kindness and understanding that we would offer to a loved one. Section 5. The courage to be vulnerable. Vulnerability is often mistaken for weakness. We are taught to hide our vulnerabilities, to put on a brave face, and to pretend that we have it all together. But in reality, vulnerability is the birthplace of courage, connection, and creativity. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we open ourselves up to the possibility of deep connection with others. We create space for empathy, understanding, and support. Vulnerability is not about oversharing or seeking attention. It's about being real, honest, and authentic in our interactions with others. It's about sharing our stories, our struggles, and our triumphs. The courage to be vulnerable is not something we are born with. It's a muscle that we develop over time through practice and self-compassion. Section 6. Defining your values. Values are the guiding principles that shape our thoughts, actions, and decisions. They are the compass that points us toward a life of meaning and purpose. When we are clear about our values, we can make choices that are aligned with who we are at our core. We are less likely to be swayed by the opinions of others or by external pressures. Take some time to reflect on your values. What is important to you? What do you stand for? What kind of impact do you want to make on the world? Your values may evolve over time, and that's okay. The important thing is to be conscious of what they are and to live in accordance with them. When we live in alignment with our values, we experience a sense of peace, integrity, and fulfillment. We know that we are living a life that is true to ourselves. Section 7. Living a life of purpose. Many people go through life feeling lost or unfulfilled. They may achieve success in their careers or personal lives, but still feel like something is missing. This is often because they lack a sense of purpose. Purpose is not something that is found, it's something that is created. It's about identifying our unique gifts and talents and using them to make a positive impact on the world. Your purpose doesn't have to be grandiose or world-changing. It could be as simple as being a loving parent, a supportive friend, or a dedicated volunteer. The key is to find something that lights you up, that makes you feel alive, and that allows you to use your strengths to make a difference. Section 8. The transformative power of service. Service to others is not just about giving back. It's about recognizing our interconnectedness and understanding that we are all part of something larger than ourselves. When we shift our focus from ourselves to others, we experience a profound shift in perspective. We develop empathy, compassion, and a deeper understanding of the human experience. Service doesn't have to be a grand gesture. It can be as simple as lending a listening ear, offering a helping hand, or simply smiling at a stranger. The act of serving others has a ripple effect. It not only benefits the recipient, but also the giver. It fosters a sense of connection, purpose, and gratitude. Section 9. Cultivating resilience. Life is full of challenges and setbacks. It's inevitable that we will face adversity, disappointment, and loss. But it's how we respond to these challenges that defines us. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity, to adapt to change, and to keep moving forward even when things get tough. It's not about being invincible or never experiencing pain. It's about having the courage to face our challenges head-on and to find the strength to keep going. Cultivating resilience requires self-awareness, self-compassion, and a belief in our own ability to overcome obstacles. It's about developing coping mechanisms, seeking support when needed, and learning from our experiences. Resilience is not a destination, it's a journey. It's a process of continual growth and learning, and it's a journey that is best traveled with the support of others. Section 10. The enduring legacy of a life well lived. At the end of our lives, it's not the accolades, the possessions, or the status that will matter most. It's the impact we've had on others, the connections we've made, and the love we've shared. Living a life well lived is not about achieving perfection or accumulating wealth. It's about living authentically, pursuing our passions, and making a positive contribution to the world. It's about embracing our imperfections, cultivating resilience, and having the courage to be vulnerable. It's about living with intention, purpose, and joy. The legacy we leave behind is not determined by the length of our days, but by the depth of our lives. Let's strive to live in a way that leaves the world a little brighter, a little kinder, and a little more loving than we found it.